What's going on, everybody? This is Corey Lee Boxing, and we are back with another banger. So please smash that like button, you guys, and subscribe. And yeah, man, we're gonna talk Gervonta St. Davis addressing, rumors of, first of all, smash that like button, man. For y'all come in, man, smash that like button. Let's get these likes up, man. Y'all know Corey Lee Boxing is back with another banger for sure. But yeah, man, Gervonta Tank Davis, addresses rumors of, what I'm saying, him and Coach Calvin possibly splitting. And a lot of people have been talking about it. A lot of people want to know, is Coach Calvin and Gervonta Tank Davis splitting? Is this the end of a dynasty? Is this the end of, you know, almost like a father type son, relationship? Is this the end of it? And a lot of people was, speculating like, Gervonta Tank Davis hasn't been, working out at the gym with, Coach Calvin and on the regular like he used to. And we didn't see him at the press conference, well on the podium with Coach Calvin. It was just Gervonta Tank Davis by himself. And we didn't see Coach Calvin or Coach Kenny. And it's one of those things like, what's going on? Is the dynamic over? Is both of these guys, are they done? You know what I mean? With, the father son, relationship. A lot of people in the boxing community wanted to know, was this over? Was this the last of an era, an epic, run that Gervonta Tank Davis and Coach Calvin had? And you know, Gervonta Tank Davis, said on the live stream today in so many words, um, Coach Calvin, and not even so many words, he just flat out said it, Coach Calvin ain't going nowhere. I got him tatted on me, and he pretty much deaded all the rumors. Now that does that mean that they're gonna get back together for this fight? We don't know. That's to be continued. You know what I mean? That's to be. The script hasn't been written on that yet. The fight isn't even here. Is both fighters gonna even come to the fight? Are both fighters gonna even make the fight? Is the fight even gonna get done? You know what I mean? Gervonta Tank Davis already, said that the fight is off once, but now he's saying that it's back on. So, I want to see. I ran into Coach Calvin at the amateur national championships in Richmond, Virginia. And, I had a brief conversation with him, but I wasn't able to, rap with him too long because, he had a fighter, um, a female fighter that was, you know, was next up in the tournament, and he had to tend to that. And but we hugged each other, we dapped each other up, man. Coach Calvin is an awesome guy, man. If you guys ever meet Coach Calvin, he's approachable, you know, and he's a good dude, man. You know what I mean? And he's definitely, without a doubt, from the trenches. And he's to be respected. You know what I mean? Coach Calvin and Gervonta St. Davis. They've been through a lot. Coach and fighter. And it's nothing wrong with a fighter going another direction, during camp and getting other looks during camp. Um, I mean, that's been done so many times. I mean, look at Adrian Broner. He's, in his peak of his career. He's had different trainers. He's went from different camps. Um, he sparred different guys. I mean, he went all the way to the Mayweather gym during camp. He's been all the way in, Cincinnati. He's been, in Vegas. He's had training camp, a couple different places in Florida. Um, and it's just like one of those things, man. A lot of people put a lot of emphasis on what are these fighters doing lately. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Coach Calvin and Gervonta Tank Davis, I feel like they got a bond. that cannot be broken. No matter how much the media wants to rip them down, no matter how much the media wants to, you know, um, rip them apart, I feel like they got a bond because Coach Calvin is a wholesome guy, to be honest. From what I've met and what I've known Coach Calvin for 5 plus years. You know what I'm saying? So, personally, so it's like one of those things. Like, I mean, we don't talk every day, but when I see him, it's all love. You know what I'm saying? And I make sure I see him. Not make sure I see him, but I make sure that I go up to him if I do see him at one of the boxing matches or one of the amateur matches, and I talk to him and I say what's up to him. You know what I mean? I mean, he's that type of guy. You know what I mean? He's approachable. He's not one of these guys, these coaches out here that then got a Hall of Fame caliber fighter like Gervonta Tank Davis, and and doesn't know anybody. He's not like that at all. I think he's a really good trainer. Um, and like I said, I feel like Gervonta Tank Davis. You're not gonna see a whole lot of Gervonta Tank Davis just walking through the gym every day. I think he's a special talent. Um, and the dynamic of both of those the fighter and trainer, can definitely catapulted them to stardom. Um, but Gervonta Tank Davis is, we've seen that, he's been at the Headbangers Gym. He's been training other places, um, then in Baltimore. Um, so there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. He's getting good work, from what I'm hearing, and he's continuing, the GTD legacy. And right now, you know, there's been a lot of speculation, you guys. Is Coach Calvin, and Gervonta Tank Davis, are they together? Are they gonna be, ever back together? Is there a beef between them? You know what I mean? And like I said, and I'll say it again, Gervonta Tank Davis went on live stream and said no. He said that, he got Coach Calvin tatted on him, and he's like a father to him. And you know, like he said, a lot of you guys don't know Calvin like I know Coach Calvin. So I just feel like right now, man, it's one of those things you guys got to understand that Coach Calvin is more of a mentor, um, and a father figure to Javante Tank Davis, and a lot of these young youth out there in the Baltimore metro area. You know what I mean? Like, you guys got to understand, man. Coach Calvin, was definitely, what I'm saying. Um, he's got it out the mud. You know what I mean? There's no way around it. And a lot of fighters and a lot of men respect that because it changed his life around. You know what I mean? Some men don't. You know, and to see that Gervonta St. Davis can still, you know, they can still rock with each other. Because fame and stardom could bring out the nasty side of somebody. We all know that. We all seen fighters change. We all seen fighters, let the fame get to them. We've all seen fighters get big headed. And I can just say one name off the rip. You know what I mean? Adrian Broner. You know what I mean? We've all seen the stardom get to him, lose lack of focus. You know what I mean? Let all the females come into you. You can get any female you want when you go to the club. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, are you gonna really meet that one, like the really wifey? You know what I mean? At the club, are you gonna really meet her at the club? You know what I mean? So you thinking you got a wifey? You know what I'm saying? But when you marry some of these wifeys out here, they wind up taking all your money. They wind up taking all your money, man. And then a lot of these fighters are left with nothing. I mean, look at Sugar Shane Mosley. You got him running. You got his former wives and former girlfriends running his career, and then taking half of his career. You know what I mean? I mean, even Sugar Shane Mosley, you know, one of the stipulations of one of the females he was talking to, I believe one of his wives, took his championship belt. It was in the fucking, documentation. They took one of his championship belts from him. which I don't know if it meant a lot to him. It probably did, but you know, I mean, he's already set in the history books of what he's done. But it's just one of those things. Like you guys gotta be very careful on who you bring around you. You know what I mean? They always say you are the company you keep. Remember that. You are the company you keep. So for these fighters out here to be keeping company with men and women that don't mean well, where is it gonna get them? I feel like it's gonna get them nowhere fast. So I feel like Coach Calvin is a good role model for Gervonta Tank Davis. He means well. I know they probably got to figure out some of the financials and stuff like that, which, boxing is a business. At the end of the day, boxing is a business. You know what I'm saying? There's no way around it. Boxing is a business, family or not. Boxing is a business, and sometimes you got to put family aside to handle business. And, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. A lot of these, boxing YouTubers and stuff like that, they talk about a lot of shit on YouTube and on fucking social media, and they don't know the they don't know the fighter or the trainer. You know what I'm saying? They don't know the fighter or the trainer. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like right now, man, Gervonta Tank Davis is in a good position. Um, he's got a fight coming up with Lamont Roach. Um, an East Coast showdown. Um, going down in the East Coast, you know what I'm saying, at the Barclays Center. And Charles D, what's happening, man? What's going on, man? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Smash that like button and subscribe. Um, but it's a showdown. It's a showdown. You guys gotta understand right now, man. Boxing is a business, man. And if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. Period. You know what I mean? Period. You sometimes you gotta set apart. You know the way you feel about somebody and the way that somebody feels about you, you got to set that apart sometimes, and you got to really dial in and really understand where you're going in your career. You know what I mean? Your career trajectory. You know what I mean? I feel like Gervonta Tank Davis has good people around him. Um, you know, guiding his career. I've heard other things as well. You know what I mean? Um, I've heard other things as well. You know what I mean? That Gervonta Tank Davis possibly, what I mean, owes some people some things and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm not gonna get too much into that. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. When you're young in your career and you sign certain contracts and certain deals, being so young in your career, you know what I'm saying? You might not even know what you're signing when you sign it. You know what I'm saying? You might not even know what you're signing when you sign it. You know what I mean? And I'm not just talking about Gervonta Tank Davis. I'm talking about all fighters. I'm talking about all fighters. This goes for all fighters out there. You know what I'm saying? I've interviewed and I've been in camp with numerous champions. You know what I'm saying? Numerous champions. So, like I said, right now, Coach Calvin's doing his thing. Gervonta Tank Davis is doing his thing. Um, I think eventually they will come together. Um, but if it's not this fight, it's not this fight. Gervonta St. Davis is honing his craft. You know what I mean? He's continuing to build, his legacy and his longevity in the sport. You know what I mean? Maybe he feels like, what I mean? I'm not gonna say how he feels because I don't know how he feels, but I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. There's nothing wrong with a fighter going to other gyms and getting other looks because that's gonna do nothing but benefit you. If you see the same guys and you sparring the same guys in the same area time and time again, how are you gonna get better? When you start going to different gyms and getting different looks, that's when you get better. I feel like. because you're seeing so many different looks, even in camp. You know what I mean? Some fighters say, some people say, man, well, he trained in Florida, and was he really, you know what I'm saying, focused in on that camp and all that? It ain't about where you from, and where you at. It's your mindset. You gotta have your mindset together. You know, and then I feel like if you don't have your mindset together, then it ain't gonna work. It just ain't gonna work. You know, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section, man. Do you guys think that Gervonta Tank Davis and Coach Calvin will, you know, I'm not even gonna say get back together, but do you think that Gervonta Tank Davis and Coach Calvin will be in the same corner come fight night? You know what I mean? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And like I said, right now, man, you know, Gervonta Tank Davis and Coach Calvin, man, they still got a bond. They still got a relationship. And you know, a lot of fight fans and people out there, they don't really know what they're getting themselves into. They don't know that they're commenting on certain things like they broke up and they're not together anymore and all of this stuff. But do you really know how they're really, you know what I'm saying, moving out here? Sometimes when you move in silence, you know, the common person don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? And maybe that's the way they want to keep it. Out of sight, out of mind. This is Corey Lee Boxing, man. I just wanted to give you guys, you know, an update on what's going on because a lot of people have been asking me, man, what's going on with Coach Calvin? What's going on with Gervonta Tank Davis? You know, is the elite duo gonna get back together? Are they separated? Are they this? Gervonta Tank Davis just answered all those questions today. He said, man, Coach Calvin ain't going nowhere. I got him tatted on me. He's like a father to me, and that's what it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please smash that like button and subscribe. And until next time, you guys, peace.